Namaste, and welcome to our continuing series on Savitri with our beloved Ranga. Today we enter a new canto, Book 1, Canto 4, The Secret Knowledge. On a height he stood that looked towards greater heights. Our early approaches to the infinite are sunrise splendors on a marvelous verge, while lingers yet unseen the glorious sun. What now we see is a shadow of what must come. The earth's uplook to a remote unknown is a preface only of the epic climb of human soul from its flat earthly state to the discovery of a greater self and the far gleam of an eternal light. This world is a beginning and a base, where life and mind erect their structured dreams. An unborn power must build reality. A death-bound littleness is not all we are. Immortal, our forgotten vastnesses await discovery in our summit selves. Unmeasured breadths and depths of being are ours. We can stop there.
The secret knowledge and the Canto 3 was the yoga of the soul's release. So the yoga is now, Ashwapati's soul is now released from the clutch of outer nature. The clutch of outer nature is ignorance, level 1. So he is now in level 2. That's the spiritual planes of consciousness. But there is still the level 3, which is the supermind, where he has to go. So this is the description of that. On a height he stood that looked towards greater heights. So on a height, level 2, spiritual planes of consciousness. When we are standing here, it's not a height. It's a flat earth as is described. It's flat. But there he is on a height. But he is looking towards greater heights, the supermind.
What has always interested me so much is that there's only that one line about him. And then he's speaking of our early approaches to the infinite. And he goes on and on about us.
Yes.
But that one line is kind of opening for us into the new.
Yeah. So on a height he stood. He has now gone to the spiritual planes of consciousness, which we call level 2 for convenience, that looked towards greater heights. The greater heights is level 3, this supermental. Our early approaches to the infinite are sunrise splendors on a marvelous verge. So, sunrise splendors. Even you go to spiritual levels of consciousness, it is fantastic compared to level 1 of our ignorance world. What now we see is a shadow of what must come. So even at level 2 of the spiritual planes of consciousness is only a shadow of the third level, the supermind. Okay, so the earth's uplook to a remote unknown is a preface only of the epic climb. So the earth's uplook you will not find in the dictionary. Inlook and uplook are not there both in the dictionary, same those. He has coined them. But it is so clear what he means that there is no question of doubting or challenging him. Uplook and inlook. He uses both the words. To a remote unknown. The remote unknown is a supermind. Is a preface. So you go to this level 2, the spiritual planes of consciousness, they are only the beginning, they are the base of the epic climb. The epic climb is again going to level 3, the Purushottama. Okay, so that's what he's saying. Then, of human soul, epic climb of what? Of who? Of human soul, from its flat earthly state. So, flat earthly state, level 1, where everything is flat and no height. To the discovery of a greater self and a far gleam of an eternal light. Both the greater self and the eternal light are superminds. This world is a beginning and a base. He is talking of the physical world. The world is a beginning and a base. Where, what is the level 1? What is the beginning? Life and mind erect their structured dreams. So, life and mind erect their structured dreams. Dreams in the sense of ideals. The vital has ideals and the mind has ideals. Morality is one ideal. So these are the ideals and they are all structured. Again, you come back to the idea of the standards of conduct. They are all levels, structured. They are. Okay. An unknown power.
Unborn.
An unborn power must build reality. An unborn power must build reality. These are dreams. The life in matter, life and mind are dreams only. They are ideas. But the reality has to be built. An unborn power must build reality.
Supermind.
Supermind, or even in the middle, it is certainly more real than the physical world. Even the spiritual planes of consciousness are more real than the physical world. There is a relativity. A death-bound littleness is not all we are. Immortal, our forgotten vastnesses await discovery on our summit selves. Unmeasured breadths and depths of being are ours. So, a death-bound littleness, the ignorant world that we are in. Death-bound, very little, we are very small compared to the planes above. Immortal, our forgotten vastnesses. We have forgotten from where we come. Okay? The forgotten vastnesses are he is explaining breadths and depths. So we'll see what they are. Immortal, our forgotten vastnesses await discovery in our summit selves. So, summit number 1, the spiritual planes of consciousness. Summit number 2, the supermental. He is using the word selves. So there are 2 grades. He is not saying self. Okay, so. Unmeasured breadths and depths of being are ours. So he is using these 2 words in a very interesting way. Breadth is going this way, and depth can be downward but also upward. Depth.
Yes.
Depth can also go down, but it can also go up. So, and if you go inwards, you have the intraconscious. And if you go outwards, you have the physical world, which is also the circumconscious. So all this is we. This is what we are. We are the whole superconscious, inconscious, intraconscious, circumconscious. That's what we are. We are not this little body-mind life, which is describing as death-bound littleness. So we have to discover what we really are by going inwards and upwards.
Akin to the ineffable secrecy, mystic, eternal in unrealized time, neighbors of heaven are nature's altitudes. To these high-peaked dominions sealed to our search, too far from surface nature's postal routes, too lofty for our mortal lives to breathe, deep in us a forgotten kinship points, and a faint voice of ecstasy and prayer calls to those lucent lost immensities. Even when we fail to look into our souls, or lie embedded in earthly consciousness, still have we parts that grow towards the light. Yet are there luminous tracts and heavens serene, and Eldorados of splendor and ecstasy, and temples to the Godhead none can see. A shapeless memory lingers in us still, and sometimes, when our sight is turned within, Earth's ignorant veil is lifted from our eyes. There is a short, miraculous escape. This narrow fringe of clamped experience we leave behind, meted to us as life, our little walks, our insufficient reach. Our souls can visit in great lonely hours still regions of imperishable light, all-seeing eagle peaks of silent power, and moon-flame oceans of swift, fathomless bliss, and calm immensities of spirit space.
Akin, that means related to the ineffable secrecy. What is the ineffable secrecy? That we are really divine. That's the secrecy. But cannot put it to words. Mystic, eternal in unrealized time. In time which is unrealized, that means beyond our time. Unrealized time is the eternity, the timelessness. He's putting in different words because of poetry. Eternal in unrealized time, neighbors of heaven are nature's altitudes. So, nature's altitudes, mind. Mind is nature's altitude. Nature is body, mind, life. And the highest is nature's altitude. But these regions which we do not know, these forgotten vastnesses, are neighbors. They are very close to us. Okay, so that's what he's saying. Of heaven are nature's altitudes. To these high-peaked dominions, sealed to our search, they may be neighbors, but they are sealed to our search. Not easy to silence your mind and go to these mountain peaks, which is a self. Too far from surface nature's postal routes. One word he has used to give an image. The postman can go only to a certain distance. So you can't go there with your post. You have to leave the post and go beyond the postal routes. Too lofty for our mortal lives to breathe, deep in us a forgotten kinship points, and a faint voice of ecstasy and prayer calls to those lucent lost immensities. Deep in us, a forgotten kinship points, and a faint voice of ecstasy and prayer is probably referring to the psychic being, which aspires, and it is calling to those lucent lost immensities. Even when we fail to look into our souls, or lie embedded in earthly consciousness, even when you are in the physical consciousness and not aware of your soul, there is a progress still goes on in the inner being. That's what he's saying. Yoga can proceed when your soul is ready, but you are not doing yoga in the physical world. Still there is inner progress that goes on, which you realize after you get the experience either of the self or the self or the soul. Oh, there was a progress going on even when I was not conscious of it. That's what it means.
And that next line is so important.
That's right.
Still have we parts.
Have we parts that grow towards the light? That's exactly what he's saying. That even when you are not consciously doing yoga, the inner being is progressing, provided the soul is awake inside.
Gives a lot of hope.
Yes, absolutely. Yet are there luminous tracts and heavens serene and Eldorados of splendor and ecstasy. Eldorados, legendary lands of gold. That's the Eldorado. So these are lands legendary. For us legendary because we are not realized them. But they are all gold. They are gold there.
It's from the Spanish word.
Yeah.
El Dorado.
Yeah.
The gold.
D'or. In French also you have d'or. Or gold. And temples to the Godhead none can see. So these are planes of consciousness where you are not allowed to go unless you awake and go there. They are out of reach. They are not within our postal routes. Okay, so and when we are embedded, rather embedded in our
yes.
consciousness.
Embedded.
That means stuck in our body.
Yeah.
We are conscious of our body, but not the other planes of consciousness. And temples to the Godhead none can see. Now this next passage is selected by Mother for painting and music. 1, 2, 3, 4. A shapeless memory lingers in us still. This is the psychic being in you which has experienced and remembers all your past lives, but it is a shapeless memory. It's not a sharp memory which you remember. A shapeless memory is a faint memory in the background. But a memory which is sharp will not be shapeless, it will be clear with features. Lingers in us still, and sometimes when our sight is turned within, Earth's ignorant veil is lifted from our eyes, there is a short, miraculous escape. This is the experience that you can have for a very short time, either of your psychic or of the self. Miraculous escape, he is saying. This narrow fringe of clamped experience, he is talking of the physical world and our body-mind life. It is narrow and it is clamped. So both are indicative of the level 1, our body-mind life.
And it's a fringe.
Yes, this narrow fringe of clamped experience we leave behind. Now, this word, you pronounce it as
Meted.
meted, but I usually pronounce it as meet, M-E-E-T. So, I checked also, by the way, quiescent. Okay, it can be pronounced in both ways. I checked it today. They have given it can be
But the
quiescent.
quiescent is the preferred. Quiescent is a synonym.
But it can also be pronounced quiescent. Okay? Because it means quiet. It means quietness. So anyway.
Then we'd have to beat it out and see what the pentameter is. Quiescent. Quiescent. So qui is on the first syllable, quies is on the second syllable. That's correct. Sorry.
This is poetry, okay. So, we leave behind. And what is the word M-E-T-E? It's a verb which means dispense justice for all, or justice or punishment, to measure out, to give out. This is what it means.
But it's meted.
Okay.
Okay, here we
We'll take it
go.
for that until I check.
We leave behind meted to us as life.
You can also read it meted out to us. Okay, so we'll see about that. Okay, we'll check the word. We leave behind meted to us as life. So we leave the physical world and experience the spiritual planes of consciousness for a very short time.
Yes.
Either the spirit or the psychic.
Yes.
Our little walks, our insufficient reach, our souls can visit in great lonely hours. This is the next sentence. We leave behind, what do we leave behind? Our little walks and insufficient reach. Our souls can visit in great lonely hours, still regions of imperishable light, all-seeing eagle peaks of silent power, and moon flame oceans of swift, fathomless bliss, and calm immensities of spirit space. Now this is a very interesting line. Our souls can visit in great lonely hours. It reminds you of Sergo's letter to Motilal Roy, where he's saying, I was in Param Brahman consciousness for several hours. So this is an echo of that. So we can climb up and see those unbelievable regions of light and beauty, and then you come down again. So that's what he's talking about. Still regions of imperishable light, all-seeing eagle peaks of sunlit power. Eagle peaks is suggestive of the height. Okay, so, and moon flame oceans of swift, fathomless bliss. The moon is usually associated with bliss. Moon and nectar and soma. These are all related to moon. So moon flame, oceans of swift, fathomless bliss. Okay. And calm immensities of spirit space. These are what you can experience. This also, the second passage, Mother has marked out for painting and music. Beginning with our souls can visit, calm immensities of spirit space. We read the next.
In the unfolding process of the self, sometimes the inexpressible mystery elects a human vessel of descent. A breath comes down from a supernal air, a presence is born, a guiding light awakes, a stillness falls upon the instruments. Fixed, motionless, like a marble monument, stone calm, the body is a pedestal, supporting a figure of eternal peace. Or a revealing force sweeps blazing in out of some vast, superior continent. Knowledge breaks through, trailing its radiant seas, and nature trembles with the power, the flame.
In the unfolding process of the self, he is talking unfolding process, evolution of the soul. Sometimes the inexpressible mystery elects a human vessel of descent. So it decides to see who is capable of coming down and descend into him. Sometimes the inexpressible mystery elects a human vessel of descent. A breath comes down from a supernal air. A presence is born. A guiding light awakes. They are all experiences that people can have. Okay? You can feel a presence, or you can feel a guiding light, okay, that is guiding you through life. A stillness falls upon the instruments. Instruments, body, mind, life. Fixed sometimes like a marble monument. Stone calm, the body is a pedestal, supporting a figure of eternal peace.
You had the word sometimes.
Yes.
And I have the word motionless.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah. I think it's in the newer edition is motionless.
Yeah, it's the old edition.
Right.
They have written it as sometimes. And you have motionless.
Because it is fixed and it is motionless.
Yeah.
Good.
CWSA. So, these lines are there, it's very interesting. Okay. It is a presence is born, a guiding light awakes. Now he is talking of peace. A stillness falls upon the instruments, body, mind, life. Fixed sometimes like a marble monument. Stone calm, the body is a pedestal, supporting a figure of eternal peace. There is experience of peace. When it comes down into you, you feel yourself like a stone. There are many descriptions in the letters. There people are feeling themselves like a stone. That's why marble monument. You are absolutely, and sometimes you wonder even how you are breathing. I am just a stone. How am I breathing? How breathing means there is a movement in the body, but there is no movement possible. I am absolutely like a stone. This is one experience of peace. But while discussing with somebody else, he told me that peace can come in another way also. His experience was peace was
cold.
Cold. Ice cold.
Ice cold.
That's right. So he told me that I felt an ice cold feeling in me. So there is one way of peace and the other way is stone. You feel like a stone. Okay. Stone calm, the body is pedestal, supporting a figure of eternal peace. Or a revealing force sweeps blazing in out of some vast superior continent. The vast superior continent is universal nature, where the energy is there tremendous and comes into the individual. And sometimes you are not able to bear it. So you have to prepare yourself for it. And the Hatha Yogin and the Raj Yogin do exactly that. They do asanas and pranayama to be able to bear the incoming rush of energy. Okay, that's what they do. Knowledge breaks through, trailing its radiant seas, and nature trembles with the power, the flame. Now this line is very interesting. Knowledge breaks through, trailing its radiant seas. Okay, you have in Wordsworth here very similar word is there. He says, "From God we come, trailing clouds of glory." So very similar. Trailing its radiant sea. And nature trembles with the power, the flame. Read the next one, no?
A greater personality sometimes possesses us, which yet we know is ours. Or we adore the master of our souls. Then the small bodily ego thins and falls, no more insisting on its separate self, losing the punctilio of its separate birth. It leaves us one with nature and with God. In moments when the inner lamps are lit and the life's cherished guests are left outside, our spirit sits alone and speaks to its gulfs. A wider consciousness opens then its doors. Invading from spiritual silences, a ray of the timeless glory stoops a while to commune with our seized, illumined clay, and leaves its huge white stamp upon our lives. We'll stop there for a moment.
This passage is again selected by Mother. In moments when the inner lamps are lit up to and leaves its huge white stamp upon our lives. Selected by Mother for painting and music. A greater personality sometimes possesses us, which yet we know is ours. Now that's very interesting. Personality normally Srivendra uses the word for the outer nature, body, mind, life. And person with a P cap he uses for self and soul, central being. But here he is doing something very interesting. He is using the word personality but putting a P cap.
Yes.
That means your higher nature.
The higher nature, exactly.
Not the lower nature but the higher nature.
Yes.
A greater personality sometimes possesses us, which yet we know is ours. Although it is something higher, it is still we, ourselves. That is. Or we adore the master of our souls. Okay? Then the small bodily ego thins and falls. The ego disappears. No more insisting on its separate self. Losing the punctilio of its separate birth, it leaves us one with nature and with God. So, the word punctilio means a petty point of or conduct or procedure. It also means punctilious. Punctilious means also a great attention paid to detail of behavior or procedure. So it's a smallness, punctilio. Losing the punctilio of its separate birth. So the ego goes away and you are not, now you become, losing separate birth means you are in the cosmic consciousness. That's what it means. It leaves us one with nature and with God. Nothing could be more clear that you are in a cosmic consciousness. So, this, it leaves us one with nature and with God also is again very interesting. Srivendra has quoted a poem of Wordsworth in synthesis. Okay? And it is experiencing of this self. It's a very interesting one. Very small. A slumber with my spirit.
Yes, I've seen it in the future poetry. He quotes it there.
He quotes it very often because it's the experience of the self. Okay? A slumber did my spirit seal. I had no human fears. She seemed a thing that could not feel the touch of earthly years. No motion has she now, no force. She neither hears nor sees, rolled round in earth's diurnal course with rocks and stones and trees. So, this is a perfect description of the self. She neither hears nor sees, she is only witness. Okay?
Yes.
Very clear. And you have lost the touch of earthly ears, you are outside the earthly ears. She sees that thing that could not feel, you are outside, and now nothing from the physical world is affecting you. The description is absolutely perfect for yourself. So the Swami has quoted that. You become one with rocks and stones and trees. One leaves us one with nature and with God. That's why this poem is relevant. Then this famous passage which everybody likes very much.
Oh, yes.
In moments when the inner lamps are lit and life's cherished guests are left outside. So what are life's cherished guests? Desires, sense objects. These are all cherished guests. We value these things very much. So they are left outside. They are not at all now bothering us. Our spirit sits alone and speaks to its gulfs. A wider consciousness opens then its doors, invading from spiritual silences. A ray of the timeless glory stoops a while to commune with our seized, illumined clay. Now that's interesting because it's clay, but it's illuminating its light.
Yes.
Okay? So, and leaves its huge, illumined clay, and leaves its huge white stamp upon our lives. So, note the poetic part of it, and leaves its huge iambic, two iambics, but white stamp, two stressed syllables, giving you the idea of the huge. Okay, so even the words are onomatopoeic.
Yes.
Huge white stamp upon our lives.
In the oblivious field of mortal mind, revealed to the closed prophet eyes of trance, or in some deep internal solitude, witnessed by a strange, immaterial sense, the signals of eternity appear. The truth mind could not know unveils its face. We hear what mortal ears have never heard. We feel what earthly sense has never felt. We love what common hearts repel and dread. Our minds hush to a bright omniscient. A voice calls from the chambers of the soul. We meet the ecstasy of the Godhead's touch in golden privacies of immortal fire. These signs are native to a larger self that lives within us by ourselves unseen. Only sometimes a holier influence comes, a tide of mightier surgings bears our lives, and a diviner presence moves the soul. Or through the earthly coverings, something breaks, a grace and beauty of spiritual light, the murmuring tongue of a celestial fire. Ourself and a high stranger whom we feel, it is and acts unseen as if it were not. It follows the line of sempiternal birth, yet seems to perish with its mortal frame. We can stop for a moment there.
Yeah. In the oblivious field of mortal mind, our normal mind. Oblivious, the word is not aware of, not concerned with environmental events. They are not aware of the physical world at all. In the oblivious field of mortal mind, revealed to the closed prophet eyes of trance. Prophet eyes of trance, you see in the future also. Okay. or in some deep internal solitude, witnessed by strange immaterial sense. The word witness again suggests the experience of the self. So, the signals of eternity appear. In some deep internal solitude, the signals of eternity appear. And that a strange sense is witnessing that. Okay? We strange because we don't know what that is. The truth mind could not know, unveils its face. We hear what mortal eyes have never heard. We feel what earthly sense has never felt. We love what common hearts repel and dread. So those things which were unpleasant to us and we did not like, now it's not like that anymore. We love those things. Okay. So there are many likes and dislikes we have, but in that consciousness, everything is likable.
But it's the witness consciousness.
Yes. Witness
To
consciousness.
some extent.
Witness consciousness gives you a distance. You're not bothered by it.
Right.
But when you start loving these things also which you loved afterwards, is one notch higher.
Spiritual
Yes,
plane.
the spiritual plane of consciousness
Yeah.
only, but you are at a slightly higher level.
Mhm.
Then you start loving everything that you did not. The experience of the self is spiritually negative, Sir says. Negative in this sense that nothing is affecting you now. It's liberation. But neither pleasant nor unpleasant. But one notch higher up, everything is pleasant. That's what he's saying.
Yes.
Okay. He's saying, we love what common hearts repel and dread. Our minds hush to a bright, omniscient. A voice calls from the chambers of the soul. Then we hear what mortal ears have never heard. A voice calls from the chambers of there's a connection. We meet the ecstasy of the Godhead's touch. Even the senses, all the senses participate in these experiences. That's what he's saying. He says that elsewhere also. Even the senses, even the touch, you will feel. If you are sitting on the sea beach and you are experiencing the gentle breeze, you will feel as if the divine is caressing you. It's the touch of the divine. Everything becomes divine. We love what common hearts repel and dread. Our minds hush to a bright omniscient. A voice calls from the chambers of the soul. We meet the ecstasy of the Godhead's touch in golden privacies of immortal fire. These signs are native to a larger set. These signs, what he has said there, we hearing, loving and all, these are not at the physical level. They are at a larger set. So, only in the spiritual planes of consciousness, you see these things. That lives within us by ourselves unseen. All those things are there, but we don't see it at level 1. Only sometimes a holier influence comes, a tide of mightier surgings bears our lives, and a diviner presence moves the soul. Or through the earthly covering sometimes breaks. The earthly coverings, your body, mind, life, sometimes breaks.
So something I have.
Something breaks.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, not sometimes, something breaks. Okay. A grace and beauty of spiritual light, the murmuring tongue of a celestial fire. Murmuring tongue.
Agni.
Yeah, of a celestial fire. Ourself and a high stranger whom we feel, it is and acts unseen, as if it were not. So, you are not sure of what it is. This is a very interesting line what he is saying, because some French poets have also felt this. Okay, I have the French poetry, it's very interesting. They feel something, but they can't understand what it is. That's what he's saying. Ourselves and a high stranger whom we feel. In fact, these poets have used the stranger word. Okay, it's a stranger, but yet it's very familiar to me. These two are They are Nobel Prize winners.
The what?
One is Paul Verlaine.
Verlaine, yes.
Verlaine. And the other one is Sully Proudhon.
Sully Proudhon, yes, I know both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have written poems which are exactly like that. Okay? The strangeness.
Yes. But
Something familiar and yet strange.
so this line is a little complex because it's ourself
Yes.
and a high stranger whom we feel. Is it not the divine presence?
And these two poems express exactly that.
Mm-hmm.
It is mine, but yet it is stranger. Ourselves and a high stranger whom we feel, it is an act unseen, as if it were not. It follows the line of sempiternal birth. So, sempiternal birth, your past lives.
Yes.
So, yet seems to perish with its mortal frame.
Assured of the apocalypse to be, it reckons not the moments and the hours. Great, patient, calm, it sees the centuries pass, awaiting the slow miracle of our change in the sure, deliberate process of world force and the long march of all-revealing time. It is the origin and the master clue, a silence overhead, an inner voice, a living image seated in the heart, an unwalled wideness, and a fathomless point. The truth of all these cryptic shows in space, the real towards which our strivings move, the secret, grandiose meaning of our lives. A treasure of honey in the combs of God, a splendor burning in a tenebrous cloak. It is our glory of the flame of God, our golden fountain of the world's delight, an immortality cowled in the cape of death, the shape of our unborn divinity.
This last passage also celebrated by Mother. A treasure of honey in the combs of God. Interesting image also.
Yes.
Assured of the apocalypse to be. The word apocalypse means destruction on a catastrophic scale. So,
That's interesting because Nolini told me it was the supermind to come down.
yeah, when it comes down, but it also destroys. No? It will destroy certain, the old structures will be destroyed.
The old, yes, they will be.
Yeah. So that's what it means. That assured of the apocalypse to be, it reckons not the moments and the hours. Okay? So it doesn't consider the small things in the physical world. Great, patient, calm. It sees the centuries pass. It's not bothered about small things being destroyed. Awaiting the slow miracle of our change in the sure deliberate process of world force and the long march of all revealing time. So it's very interesting what it is, the slow miracle of our change. So we don't see the change and it's very slow. Why is it slow? There is also a reason for that. The slowness is because there is a resistance. The light above is resisted by the darkness below. Therefore the change is there. But light wins. The darkness loses, but very slowly. It has a tremendous pull downwards. So that's why it is slow. It takes a long time. And that's why he's saying the long march of all revealing time. The progress that comes is very slow. Okay? That's what he's saying. But it has to destroy the old structures and build the new. This is something that the yogis also experience. Their vital gets broken up and it's filled up with some other stuff. Your mind also is changed entirely. This is called the process. Many have experienced this. The process that changes you and prepares your being, outer being, body-mind life, to house the higher consciousness. So that's why it is slow, miraculous, sure, deliberate process, and long march of all remaining time. It is the origin and master clue. A silence overhead, an inner voice. The silence overhead is a self, and the inner voice is the psychic being. The two, what Srimado calls in the synthesis, two grappling hooks. One is above and one is inside. They are the two starting points of your spiritual life. So here he uses the word silence overhead and inner voice. A living image seated in the heart, an unwalled wideness and a fathomless point. The fathomless point again reminds you of Blake. Fathomless point. It's a point, but it is deep, fathomless. So, those 4 lines of Blake. To see a world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. So the infinity and the finite are related. They are very much related to each other. That's what I mean by fathomless point. The point, but it's fathomless, deep. The truth of all these cryptic shows in space. So, what are these shows? They forms in the physical world. And they are cryptic. You see only the outer, but deep inside, there is a hidden presence of the divine. The truth of all these cryptic shows in space, the real towards which our strivings move, the secret grandiose meaning of our lives. In everything, the divine presence is there, and then show. He is using the word show. Show is appearance. He also uses the word appearance. So they are the forms in the physical world. It's only a show. It's not the real, it's an appearance only. He uses the word appearance and here he uses the word show. Okay? But it is cryptic. There's something deep inside there. And the truth is there of all these cryptic shows in space, and it's the real towards which our striving move. The secret grandiose meaning of our lives. In everything the divine is there and we have to find. Now these lines are again selected by Mother for painting. A treasure of honey in the combs of God. In other words, in everything in the physical world, there is a honey which you have to taste. This is in Life Divine, the 2 chapters, delight of existence the problem, delight of existence the solution. So, in everything is hidden the rasa, the nectar is hidden. So this line reminds you of that.
Soma.
Soma, yes. Everything. Essence you go to, you will feel the treasure of honey in the combs of God. A splendor burning in a tenebrous cloak. So again, you can see tenebrous cloak, but there is a fire inside. The divine presence in everything. Okay? A splendor burning in a tenebrous cloak. Tenebrous cloak is our body-mind life. It is our glory of the flame of God. Our golden fountain of the world's delight. And immortality cowled in the cave of death. Now the cowl is a monk's large hood which covers half of his face. And the cape of death. Cape is a sleeveless short cloak. Okay, so this is again, he is telling you that even when death is there, there is immortality inside the two. Again, he is referring to the divine presence everywhere. And immortality cowled in the cape of death, the shape of our unborn divinity.
It guards for us our fate in depths within, where sleeps the eternal seed of transient things. Always we bear in us a magic key, concealed in life's hermetic envelope. A burning witness in the sanctuary regards through time and the blind walls of form. A timeless light is in his hidden eyes. He sees the secret things no words can speak, and knows the goal of the unconscious world and the heart of the mystery of the journeying years.
So, in the end, he's saying that the Canto is, the title is the secret knowledge. So now he is getting the secret knowledge of the everything. The last two lines are very, very conscious. Knows the goal of unconscious life, unconscious world. There doesn't seem to be any goal, but now he has discovered that there is an evolution and slowly the divine is manifesting himself here. So the goal of the unconscious world is the evolution going upwards, and the heart of the mystery of the journeying years. The journeying years, evolution in time. So that's what he's saying. It guards for us our fate in depths within, where sleeps the eternal sea of transient things. So all the transient things that you see here, there is an eternal sleep, and that presence is there everywhere. Always we bear in us a magic key, concealed in life's hermetic envelope. The word envelope is pronounced in that way. We pronounce it envelope, but it's envelope.
Envelope.
Yes. So life's hermetic, airtight, sealed, closed, insulated, not visible. But it is there. Okay. A burning witness in the sanctuary, the refuge from danger, sanctuary, regards through time and the blind walls of form. The blind walls of form, your body, mind, life again. A timeless light is in his hidden eyes. The eyes are hidden. Okay. So, he sees the secret things no words can speak. The secret knowledge is now revealed to him, and knows the goal of the unconscious world and the heart of the mystery of the journeying years. He has found out that there is a purpose to life. There is an evolution which is what is the goal of the unconscious world, which normal man doesn't understand.
Thank you, Ranga. Namaste all.